Everton will host Arsenal in the early kickoff of today's game. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin. I'm here with the A team to talk about all this on the show, especially the Premier League. Good morning, John. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning and good morning, football maniacs. Welcome to another exciting show.
Good morning, also.
To your biggest shock, nothing sweet past weekend football. That's when you know that teams that want to qualify for something would play with their lives, and teams that just want to cause you harm. I just want we're looking at you as saying, come and pass. Let's see you go for continentals. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. When you go there, please subscribe to our channel, and you can watch us anywhere, wherever you are not in any group. You can watch us live at Vote on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Okay, let's dive straight to the Premier League. Today's fixtures: Everton will play Arsenal in the early kickoff, 12:30. 3 o'clock fixtures: Crystal Palace play Brighton, Ipswich Town will play Wolves, West Ham will play Bournemouth, and the last game of today is Aston Villa will play Nottingham Forest. On Sunday fixtures is going to be interesting because on Sunday it's going to be that derby game in Manchester. But let's focus on the Saturday game. On Sunday, 2 p.m. Brentford will play Chelsea. Chelsea will go away to Brentford. Then Fulham will host Liverpool 2 p.m. too. Spurs will play Southampton by 2 p.m. Then the final game for Sunday is Super Sunday is Manchester United, Manchester City in the biggest game of the weekend in the Premier League. Okay, let's start with the Saturday game, the early kickoff. Everton will play Arsenal. Arsenal has nothing to play for. There is no way they can actually cover that 12 points. It's just 8 games remaining. There is no miracle that can happen for them to cover that 12 points that is remaining. But they still need the 3 points to finish up with bigger points come end of the season. But they are going to go to Everton. Even though the Everton lost to Liverpool last time, they are still a strong side when they play at home.
I find it flabbergasting that he said that Arsenal have nothing to play for. Of course, they have
In
something
the
to
Premier
play
League,
for. Yes, they
what are
have
they
something
playing
to
for?
play for. Second position, because Nottingham Forest can wake up any day and knock them off second, and it will be a third place finish for them. So they have everything to play for. Even when they don't have second position to play for, they have pride to play for at least. So, worst case scenario, they go out there and they give us a good game today. But the most important thing is you do not want to keep dropping points as we get into the business part of the season. And so against this opposition today, I expect them to go out there and do everything to get a win.
And also, what do you expect in that game today?
Try. There's nothing to expect, or it's normal. Normally, I Everton to put up a fight, try and see if they can recover from their last game. But we know Arsenal is looking for a place to just finish high up and close up the gap between them and Liverpool. Maybe reduce it to 10 or reduce it to at least 9 or 8 points for the end of the season. So I think Arsenal will play for that kind of point reduction, not even like the pride or anything, but that point reduction. So it doesn't look like, oh, you came and all of a sudden you've beat us with 12 points and above. Let's reduce this to at least 8 points before the end of the season. So I think Arsenal will be winning this one.
And Gabriel is out at the end of the season. Gabriel, the Arsenal defender, is out till the end of the season. He's not going to be playing that Champions League game on Tuesday or Wednesday. This midweek Champions League. That's where the Arsenal fans are asking the question. They want Ateta to not start Saliba today. But do you think that he should start Saliba or he should rest him for that game?
Um, you know, you have more than four defenders at the time. Why not start someone else rather than Saliba? Saliba doesn't need to start today. He should get a rest in. It's going to be a big game, with regards to the Champions League coming in on Tuesday. So I don't see the need to risk Saliba. You have Kiwior, you have other guys there. You have Jurgen Timber who can play there. You have Ben White who can also play there. You have other young guns from the academy who can come in and play in that position. This is not a Arsenal versus Liverpool. This is not an Arsenal versus City. It's Everton. And so maximum get your guys, get your forward players, go get the win.
Saliba to start.
It is not Liverpool. This is Everton, the Premier League team. Maybe Division 3 team, maybe from Coca-Cola League they come, the Premier League. And every Premier League team is gunning for something. Every Premier League team. Forget the fact that Southampton is not really going
What's
to win
West
this
Ham
season.
running for?
With the Premier League, I will know there. Every Premier League team has pride to play for. Every Premier League team has pride to play for. So if you're going to start your second best legs and you're not going to get the result. Please start your best legs and get the
So
result.
if Saliba plays and gets injured, what happens?
Then
Now the bad belle be that now.
it's called sacrificial lamb. It's
Okay,
called one of those things that happen in football. What if in training you now picks up that injury in training?
that's the you have to take risks.
See, I understand the Arsenal fans' perspective where they say let him stay on the bench. Then fine, let all the players stay on the bench. Let Declan Rice stay on the bench. Let Partey stay on the bench. Odegaard bench.
They could if they want to.
Everybody should just rest because Real Madrid is on Tuesday.
I'm not saying that they probably have cover for the midfield. Do you understand? But for defense now they are short.
Then now Saka should also rest because now
is not available for Arsenal. He's injured. Even if he's going to come back, he's still not actually match fit. They have now Gabriel that is out. That if you have only Saliba and Kiwo, that is traditional centre back. Even though White can play and Tiba can play, so it's just common sense. But that's what Arsenal is saying. But Arsenal have the final say.
Like I said, Calafiori is go on and off, so we don't trust him to be steady for a long time. He has been on and off since almost 2 months now. If you bench Saliba just to protect him in that game, one of these players that you pair in defense to start that day get with him.
Maybe yes.
Now this experiment is to test who partners well with him. No, I'm not saying give him 90 minutes of football, at least 60 minutes of football.
The partner in training. That's why you have a training.
Thank you.
Thank you. Why are you partnering?
See, you want Tarkowski want Tarkowski to come and recreate
Tarkowski na attacking with the target. The Martinellis, the Saka.
When he was attacking McAllister Alpha.
Now me that I said Odegaard. As soon as you come attack, come in. He's a defender.
Don't Arsenal drive off set pieces. Won't Saliba
no,
come
from
into
area draws. You cannot cause him harm for area draws. Okay. But when you drive the ball through his defense, he's forced to make a tackle.
Whatever you want to say, the bottom line is Saliba should be benched for
and
this.
just one error tackle against McAllister now does not mean he has been doing it all his life.
Saliba should be benched for this encounter.
Well, Ateta is going to make the final decision. That game happening 12:30 today. Let's get operation for that game. Everton versus Arsenal. Who wins?
Arsenal winning away.
Arsenal winning away. Nelson?
2-1.
2-1. Okay, let's get operation for the 4 p.m. Fixtures. First is Crystal Palace versus Brighton. Who wins in that game?
These two teams have embarrassed me in recent years, though. But I feel like these two teams Crystal Palace, their win against Fulham in their last game. The next one they were playing as if against Ipswich Town, and they were playing like they don't have legs to run around. Then Brighton, for me, the same thing happened, and they went to Aston Villa, and I think Aston Villa came to their home and beat them 3-0 after losing in the FA Cup last. And I'm like, bro, you've lost. This is not what you expect a Brighton side to do that has all the energy, the mentality, the everything that Joe used to sing for. The players that have the capacity to do everything. This is not the effort we see in you guys. Against Aston Villa, it was like none of them showed up on the night. Now against Crystal Palace, are we going to see another Brighton side that would stay at home and not turn up for the night? I don't know, but Crystal Palace for me, I've done one of these wonderful things this season. So I'm just going to say, okay, fine, this is going to be beautiful football for neutral. It's going to be one of those games that when you watch and finish, you'll be like, I know this guy play well. Make big club come sign up.
Okay, John, who wins in this game? Crystal
Brighton.
Palace and Brighton.
All they talk about Crystal Palace and Brighton. Brighton winning it.
Okay. The next one is I won't call it a relegation battle because Wolves probably is going to survive. It's Ipswich versus Wolves in that game. Who wins in that game?
9 points above Ipswich Town
and Leicester.
Yes, 9 points above Ipswich Town, and Ipswich Town will be looking like, okay, fine, we need to cover that point back so we can have a slight hope of playing the Premier League next season. So at home, I feel the lab scoring the goals and winning the game.
John wins.
Wolves winning. Distancing themselves by far more points.
Okay, the last 3 p.m. Fixtures is West Ham versus Bournemouth. That game is West Ham is looking to finish more high on the table. It's not that they're going to win anything. Or Bournemouth are looking for Europe. That's the difference. Bournemouth is looking to play even if it's Conference League, so they need all 3 points. But they are going away to West Ham. West Ham have, apart from pride, they have really nothing to play for. But for Bournemouth, if you look at the last couple of games, they have not really been winning games. But I think they lost against a smaller team even last week at home. Now they are going to West Ham to play. What do you think will happen in that game? Let's get operation for that game.
You know, this is a clear-cut example of somebody who is walking the walk and somebody who is talking the walk. For example, Bournemouth are actually walking the walk in terms of being in the race to qualify for Europe next season, and West Ham are aspiring to Maguire in Europe next season. Let's see how it goes. But this is an encounter that West Ham should be dropping points here, and Bournemouth
I,
should be winning.
I thought you were going to support West Ham. Now you just say this
Bournemouth to win.
Not so who's going
Aspiring
to
to
win?
Maguire, you wey dey aspire to Maguire to aspire to, you did 10th. I did 16th. Points difference between Bournemouth and Aston Villa. They have 44 points,
10 points.
10 points,
Yeah.
which is almost the same thing between Wolf and Ipswich Town. And you're telling me now that I cannot close up that gap? I beat you home. I go this one. I go cool down, beat you for East London Stadium. I go just cool down, count your papers, beat you, finish, collect the 3 points, then send you back home.
Okay, let's see what happens in that game. West Ham will play Bournemouth 3 p.m. Okay, the final game in the Premier League is Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are the surprise of the season. They are third on the table with 57 points. They have won the last 3 games in this Premier League after beating Manchester United in their last outing. And they are going to play Aston Villa at home. I mean, away from home. Aston Villa has been doing well too. If you look at their couple of games, they have won 2 games in a row now. Nottingham Forest have won 3 in a row. But if you look at Rashford is firing, Asensio that they brought in, the 2 signings, sometimes general signing they work. You can take that risk. Sometimes it doesn't work, but most times it works for you. Look at the 2 players they brought in, Rashford and Asensio, in that attack, and they have been actually getting points and winning games. They are in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. But if you look at this game, Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa, who wins in that game?
For me, if you look at this game, there are 3 dimensions when we talk about this game. The first one is the fact that a gamble in January paid off, while every other person in January was, hedging their bets and playing it safe. Somebody took a chance. They say in this life, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if you don't want the risk, you better play it safe and stay where you are. Obviously, they wanted the risk, and now they are reaping the rewards. Look at the impact these few signings have on the team. Consider also the fact that they didn't spend any money to get this guy in, and that's another bonus. Consider also the fact that the lift it's giving the squad. There are a couple of players, like for example, look at the attacking position with just Oli Watkins in there right now. Just these 2 guys coming in, the goals they brought into the squad. I've also relieved Oli Watkins. Oli Watkins has not necessarily been under pressure to perform or score like he always does for the club. So it's a fantastic January for Unai Emery. Fantastic record of games for Aston Villa. And then coming into this game from the second perspective, which is the head-to-head count, you see that Villa have a better chance against these guys, because not only have they already beaten them last season comprehensively, this season so far it was a narrow win for Nottingham Forest, and so Villa are coming into this one with a chip on their shoulder and a point to prove.
Okay, Nuno has done well now. So if you look at where they are on the table, they are third. That if you are third, that means you did it by merit. It's not by luck. Even though they have lost 7 games this season, just one more, lost 7 games this season, but they are still in the top position with 57 points, 6 points, 5 points ahead of Chelsea. If you look at this particular game against Aston Villa are good, but Nuno has a better tactical, and I don't know how to explain his own tactics, but he reads the game properly, even though he has lost some of the games that he shouldn't have lost. But
normally you go lose game now, even if you
reads
read
the
am
game very well, and he gets all his
Is he
3
more
points.
tactically sound than Unai?
But it's above them on the table. That means yes.
I disagree.
If you look at where they are on the table can judge.
Please, did these guys play any continental last season?
No, they don't. They are not.
So what are we saying?
Okay,
You have a crop of it's not an
Aston Villa
excuse.
is playing the Champions League.
It's not an excuse. You have a crop of players or a crop of teams that were hyperactive last season, and they are dropping off now because of the strain on the legs of the players.
No worry,
from last
this
season,
conversation,
right? And you're having a team that didn't play any of those
John,
extras, were dumped out early from some of the cup competitions, and had a good end of season to relax, recover, and come back and play good football.
John,
Yes.
this conversation, because you want to fault it down to this Nottingham Forest team. That's what you want to fault.
We had this
you want to wait now.
We had this same
you want to fault.
Excuse me.
Nuno's
We had this same
experiment.
conversation when Arsenal broke into the top three seasons ago, we had the same conversation that Arsenal were the surprise package of the season because they had done 8, they had done 6, and then the next move was they finished in the top 3. Yes.
So wait, with the conversation now is between Unai Emery and Nuno Espirito Santos. Have you? Who is better sound? Who is sound? I don't want to talk about Wofati Wanderer's record because he played I think FA Cup quarterfinals.
Should we talk about Sevilla?
FA Cup
Should we
semi-final.
talk about
Now,
Sevilla?
in the Premier League now, you want to talk about tactical
No,
sound.
if you want to go
Sevilla,
to Wolves,
if you're talking
let's go to Sevilla.
If you're talking about tactically sound managers, I said I will not compare the past record.
Why are we not mentioning Wolves?
Say this man, he played well for Premier League last season. Now Premier League they use judge now. He played well for Premier League last season. You get, and he got them to Champions League, and now they're not playing well again. That's according to you. I said we'll not go talk about them now until next season when this man still did not see Forest. When they still play Champions League, still there among top 4. They will come back and sit down. It is one of those games where you say, you take this one, let me take the other one. So they always, out of the 6 points, it only goes 2 points per team. Then in recent days, I think Man City just beat them last season, home and away. Last season. No, before then it was take one, I take one. Before then it was last season you beat them.
Wow.
Now always take one, I take one. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, take one, I take one.
Wow.
Mourinho, take one, I take one.
It's fine.
Liz Van Gaal, take one, I take one. Ferguson, now Man, you get out. Then since Pep came in, it was always Man City has always been favorite. But last season, home and away. Before then, home and away. I feel like okay, fine. This season they should at least do well and maybe reduce it to take one, I take one back.
They won. Amorim won that game. First like 2 goals to 1. So he probably is going to be, and he won. He did that away. He did that at Etihad. Probably wants to do back to back against Pep.
It no go work.
I'd like to see that happen.
It no go work. The back to back no go work. Now take one, I take one. Man, you already take their own. Make Man City take their own. You get 3 points. Or if they want, they should share the points. Maybe one point, and perhaps everybody go home from there. They give the referee 1 point and hold. But I feel like with the quality of players each team has now, I don't trust Man United to come up with a 3 point.
Okay, so who wins in this game?
I'm going to say a draw. If you ask me.
I see you.
So that Man City will not take the 3 points on their own side.
City winning it. QD.
Okay, let's see what happens in the Premier League. It's going to be. Let's hope that it's going to give us a whole lot of goals throughout the Premier League weekend, especially that game, Man United and Manchester City. Haaland is not playing. Haaland is injured, so Mamouche will start again. But let's see how they are going to set up their team and how they are going to play in that particular game. Okay, let's move away from the Premier League and talk the Spanish La Liga because it's getting hot and hot in that title race. Yesterday, Rayo Vallecano 0, Espanyol 4. That game happened yesterday. But for today's fixtures, Girona will play Alaves. Real Madrid will play Valencia. That game is happening 3:15 p.m. today. Other games happening in the La Liga is Mallorca versus Celta Vigo. Barcelona will play Real Betis. That means Barcelona will face our very own man, Anthony.
The spinner.
Anthony the GOAT.
Anthony the big GOAT. I like Anthony. So Barcelona is going to play Real Betis. That game happening today, 8 p.m. sharp. That game starts. For tomorrow, Las Palmas will play Real Sociedad. And Sevilla will play Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid has been falling. They have not been doing well in recent games. And suddenly they are off that title race. But let's see if they are going to pick up against Sevilla. They go away to Sevilla. Other games, Villarreal will play Atletico Club. And on Monday, Leganes will play Osasuna. Okay, let's talk about the first game. Real Madrid will play Valencia in that particular game. But Real Madrid needs to win all the games now because they are 3 points behind Barcelona. They don't need to drop any points. If they drop any points, they are in trouble. Now they are going to play Valencia and play Arsenal in the back-to-back games. But let's talk about this Valencia game. Do you think that Real Madrid can win this game? They play at Santiago and they always win at Santiago Bernabeu.
They've not always won at Santiago. They didn't win against FCB at Santiago. So.
Yeah, FCB is an exception. You know, these things happen.
You say in America they find the one out of the 1,000. You always find the one out of the 70 million. FCB against all the other teams. You never does it. At least they play the draw. Now FCB have always. How many wins FCB gets for Santiago? How many since the last 10 years? How many? So, but Real Madrid has always won. Just this one
They
season.
have not always won.
Just this one. When they lose
If
against
if
FC,
you make a statement, at least let the statement be factual.
they
You
have
say
always won. And when they say
and they
when we say always in Nigeria, it means you mostly.
It's not.
And in Nigeria
no,
here,
you
we
cannot
always
interpret for
quantify.
him. You know,
Now,
one of my role here is to ensure that any statement you make is the truth and nothing but the truth, because we have people who will not go online to go and vet you, right? So they've not always won. FCB did them dirty in their own stadium. Yes, and it's there. You can rap. You can say all the jingoism you want to say about it because you're a Madridista at heart, because West Ham cannot give you trophies. Fine and good, but let's state the fact and let's call it as it is. They didn't win there. And in today's encounter, it go be draw soup.
Draw.
Yes,
Yeah,
1-1-0-0.
but no go work.
Okay now.
If na draw, so then Betis go do us wonders with 3 points. No, na since na Babylon wan come Babylon, no one talk anything dey real. For this one, Real for the win, Real Madrid with the 3 points. The 3 points is coming real to us, and we are going to close down that gap.
Has it been coming fake before?
No, it's becoming like the rig election. You know, it's becoming like VAR is supporting us. We don't want VAR to support us. We want to beat these people and tell them that yes, we are Real Madrid. We are the biggest team in European football.
If you just said that, then you know that VAR has been supporting Real Madrid.
VAR has not been supporting.
Because their decision against Atletico in the Champions League, their decision in the La Liga, we have an open confession here, guys.
Bro, not be the first time they disallow penalty with that. So leave Real Madrid to rest. You get, this is not the first time they are disallowing the penalty, and the rule book says 2 touch is no penalty, is off.
Why is it in review then?
See players. In case
you go explain
mistake,
tire. You go
the
explain
handball,
tire.
you know, the handball rule, I still say it. I'll go back to 2019 Champions League final. Now handball is okay do. Make una answer me for the comment section now for YouTube. If na handball is okay do against Mane, make una answer me. If no be handball, make una talk, because they had to review it. I was looking backwards and I was telling my players to make a run and close down the gap between the defense line and the attacker making the behind the defense run, and they passed the ball to my hand. I referee blew penalty. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He wasn't even going close to the ball. He was still.
Was his hand in a natural position?
He was
yes
pointing
or no?
to somebody, looking elsewhere.
He wasn't in a natural position.
He wasn't looking at the ball. He wasn't having any conversation with Mane to come and disarm Mane from the ball.
You are called to play the football. You are not called to come and be signpost.
He's telling you so you can't communicate with your teammates.
Who wins in this game first?
No, man, we don't talk on that. I don't know why you allowed us go outside the contest. Real Madrid winning comfortably
for this one. Real Madrid
beating Valencia with all their chest.
With Valencia.
Okay, Barcelona will play Real Betis. If you look at the last game for Real Betis, last 5 games for Real Betis, they have
wins
won,
all through.
Yeah, they have won their last 5 games. Since Anthony entered that club in January, they have been doing well. I don't know what happened today, and now everybody is actually support. Actually encouraging Real Betis to buy Anthony at come end of the summer.
I wouldn't be supporting that decision.
Yes, but even though they are a smaller club, but he can become a superstar and build up his career and probably move to a bigger club later on. Again, yes, he can try again. But if you look at the way they worship him, not that worship, the way they actually adore him, the fans adore Anthony there. They praise him. Even last game, they did not win, did not even have a goal and assist, and everybody was shouting his name. They love him there very well. Like you could see the impact that he has made. He left Manchester United, went to Real Betis.
They love him at Manchester as well.
And
they love him as Manchester. But the thing is, the love at Manchester comes in the price.
Who love him?
People love him at Manchester.
Who?
We love him at Manchester.
Who are the we?
Manchester United fans.
But
the thing is,
you go play that before they love
now. The thing is,
I heard that. You never play anything.
They go love you for bench.
He play against Arsenal na first match. He score.
Yeah,
that beautiful goal against Arsenal.
That's 10 years
first
ago.
Season, which 10 years ago?
Now that one goal.
First season.
Wait. Now
No. At least for his first season, he gets more input for the team. Pass one person they buy for 100 million. Where they one side now the chop bench.
Wow.
No corner.
Wow.
Then after that season, he was fighting for the team. He was training hard. He's a hard worker in training. But training and 90 minutes not be the same. Because we know they see you for training. Now coach and his staff they see you for training. And your teammates. But when it comes to 90 minutes, now that time we will see you. And for 90 minutes, we don't see anything. So we cried for Ahmad to replace you on the side. And Ahmad came in. And for 90 minutes, we are seeing results. Even if he's doing well in training, but not so well in training. But he's doing better on the pitch.
Okay, now you move to Real Betis. Talking about Anthony, he's doing well at Real Betis, but they play Barcelona that have won all their own games too.
I was waiting for you to balance the
Yeah,
equation because these two
but
teams are in the best form of the La Liga.
yes. So if you look at that game, Barcelona is playing at New Camp. They are very good. They score a whole lot of goals. I think if
Yes.
you look at the top 5 league, I think if you count teams that have scored more goals, I think they are in the top
PSG
three.
and Barcelona
They are
top three.
Top three. They score a whole lot of goals. Like when they score, when they start, once they open that floodgate, they don't stop. They will beat you 4, 5, 3, 4. They keep scoring goals. But it's going to be a tough one against Real Betis finally.
I disagree. It's not going to be a tough one. You know, Barcelona have won all 5 games. Same team with Betis. The third team in the La Liga in terms of form is Real Madrid. But talking about these two teams, I don't see it going to be a tough game. Barcelona have all it takes. You know, go look at Real Betis' last 5 games. Go look at Barcelona's last 5 games, and come back and we'll have a discussion. You know, Barcelona should be winning this one comfortably.
Okay,
The only discussion we have is Real Madrid has more goal impute.
What's bringing
Then-
Madrid into this
Sorry,
conversation?
Barcelona has more goal in. Forgive. Barcelona has more goal impute. In the last 5 games, Real Betis is winning 2-1, 3-1, 1-0, and I think the last game was just a lone goal. And the goal difference between them and the opponent is always not much. But in this one now against Barcelona, we know Barcelona score 4 or 5 goals. If you can stop Barcelona from scoring 2 or 3 goals, you can reduce them from scoring just 1 goal. Then you have an edge. In this game, form is also going to, because you look at the defensive record as well for the teams. You get defensively as well. We see that Barcelona is sound, and this side are sound. They concede just 1 goal and they let the rest. You get. But for me, I feel like this is going to be a very tough encounter. I'm going to be looking out for this one very much, and I feel like Betis for the win.
Okay, Betis for the win. Okay, let's see what happens in that game. It's Barcelona and Real Betis playing that game in the La Liga. Barcelona is chasing that title, and Real Madrid is just 3 points behind them. So any slip up, somebody else will take over that position. So let's see what happens in today's game. It's going to be an interesting game all round. Okay, then let's open the phone line so you can give us the prediction of this weekend's Premier League game, especially that game, that Manchester derby. Give us your own prediction. What do you think will happen in that game? Number to call is 0706 048 5853. Call us and tell us your own prediction for that game happening in the Premier League this weekend. Hello, good morning. Name and location, please.
Yeah, this is Leo calling from Enugu.
Okay, what is your prediction for this weekend's game? Yeah, hello.
The league should be that already. It's impossible to win the league. Why did I like the way Jordan said that? Why have they not given Liverpool the league? Because they believe that something can happen on the way. See, let me tell you, the only thing I want Arsenal to do is to win their game. If Arsenal win, Arsenal is not under pressure like Liverpool. People may think that Liverpool is not under pressure. If Arsenal wins their game, they always put pressure on Liverpool. Because once Arsenal wins, they are sending a message to Liverpool, say, I don't win, and it's a must for you to win. Because as you see, if Arsenal should win today, and Liverpool fails to beat Fulham, that time today will be another thing. I'm telling you, that one that they will say is 4 points, that they will start seeking another drama. Another drama will come out.
It will be 9 points. Well, if Arsenal win and Liverpool lose, it reduces to 9 points.
That's what I'm saying. That the grammar, that's where the big grammar will start coming out, because now there is no big grammar.
But now
My own is Arsenal, put your full score and win your game. Leave the Madrid game.
Wait.
Madrid game, anyhow you want to go, you go clear.
Okay.
I cannot say because once you say put the best players on the bench and you are trying to give up, you are already giving up. Play your game. Injury doesn't come that way. Yes, it has hit William but that does not mean that it will hit another person now. You never can say it, you never can say, just put your best player, win your game. Then a message there that you are not giving up. If Fulham is all this favor in the other hand, we still have Liverpool to play, we still have Liverpool have Chelsea to play, we still have stuff. So it's just for them to drop points between Fulham, West Ham. I'm not putting Leicester, but Leicester Fulham and West Ham. If they can drop points there, just for them to win their game, that one, that grammar, they go to speak surely with. Even if they win up on that grammar, they go to speak grammar.
Wait, now you say
Thank you
if.
very much. Thank you
You
very
say
much.
if. You know that if for this studio now, we know they think if you are going to win, win. it's not. We're not in condition. We're not putting a condition. If Arsenal win, what if Arsenal lose?
Everything is if.
So the if is big. Don't hold your breath. The if is for the two sides. If Arsenal lose and Liverpool lose, it's the same thing because Liverpool has dropped points in recent games. When we expected Arsenal to pick up points, and they did not.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody in the studio.
Good morning.
morning.
Name and location, please.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is Hamden, Holland brother, calling from West Campus.
Oh.
What is your contribution or prediction?
Okay, tomorrow match 4:30, Man City 3-2 3 goals to 1, consolation.
Confirm.
Yes, and Arsenal is going to lose their match. Everything we beat them.
Okay.
You know, early kickoff is not no big team for early kickoff. You know that. Same to history. Yes, and Liverpool is going to win their match.
Okay.
Barca will win their match. Madrid will win their match.
Okay.
Yes, that's my take there.
All right,
and
thank you.
Chelsea will lose.
Chelsea will lose. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
No, which team they support? No,
Okay.
You don't run.
No, it's done its own prediction. It
Is
doesn't
that
matter who is
Liverpool
supporting.
will win? Understand? He said the London teams will lose.
Let's take phone calls first before we analyze what you say.
London teams will lose.
No, so rest.
Hello,
I'm a Liverpool fan.
Good morning.
I'm Man U
Good
fan.
morning. Name and location, please.
Yeah, this is John friend.
Okay. John friend. Okay, from where?
John, how far?
I did.
Liverpool. You know, John, I'm a Liverpool fan now.
Okay.
I'm John friend.
Okay.
So, what do you predict for Liverpool game?
Una go draw now.
When you say lose now, my friend say.
Oh, okay, yes. I remember now. You guys are losing.
You see how this Arsenal fan, they dream. They are dream now. The fake dream will say they wait person who don't die. See, do you know Liverpool out of these 8 games? You know, if Liverpool can have 10, what Liverpool need is
4 wins.
3 wins and 1 draw, which is 10 points. They will have 83 points. Then if Arsenal win all their games, they will have 82 points. Then Liverpool win 3 and draw, and they will have 83 points. So 1 point ahead of Arsenal. So if Arsenal win all the 8 games, they have 82 points. So whatever they are calculating is just fallacy. I don't see how Liverpool will lose like 4 games out of these 8 games remaining. It's not possible.
Bro, you don't think when you press calculator, you be calculator FC proper.
They're not dreaming. Fake dream. Have a nice time. They're just giving their face hope.
It's the same dream you dreamt when you lost by 1 point against City. That's what they are dreaming.
This guy don't think we don't press calculator. Don't press calculator, wait for anything that will happen. So he doesn't want to wait for the end of the season to press calculator. He has pressed it from early. To know, so now calculator FC with this guy, and in they used to the calculation. Because it was just spot on with his calculation there.
Let's take more calls. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Stephen from Philadelphia.
Okay, what is your contribution or prediction for this weekend's games?
Yeah, my prediction is that Arsenal will win. For tomorrow's game, Liverpool will lose their match, and Congo FC, that is Man U will win.
Oh, okay.
Why did you call Man U Concom FC? How about?
Yeah, that is what they always call them, Congo FC.
Okay. All right.
Nice one.
Thank you very much. Okay, so prediction: Arsenal to win, Man U to win, Liverpool to lose. Okay, let's see if inspiration is going to work tomorrow. Yeah, hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. What is your prediction for this weekend's game?
See, there's a different dreaming. That dream when you are sleeping. That dream when they dream. When you just wake up, the eyes just open. You dream. That is one alpha part and dreaming. I think that they will win. They win last season when they got the give them almost at least 2 points, 3 points, and now give them 10 points. They're dreaming they win Premier League. Some people they have a malaria, no problem. No problem. Liverpool, they have already won their one league.
Why they never give them a cup this weekend?
Nobody will fit you. catch it from them. Nobody, no team could fit one. No magic. So that's how we talk winning league. They will come up for that of two. They will come out too.
They will.
They already out of those two. If you will replace them, that of two.
Now another dream be this. Now another dream be this.
Okay.
So that they will go there and play the national anthem, Europa Champions League. Only hearing their national anthem, people just hearing their national anthem. I don't say anything, they will fit do them.
Okay.
So no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
80 match, you can to win for there. Don't lose me any match again. No, not the 80 match, man.
The 8 matches, yes.
You go know how far, no worry.
So match out of top 4. That's the reason why company is running. You no go play, go have his hands in the boots. I also call that.
Okay.
No go run. You must play Europa League.
All right. Thank you very
King
much.
of bad belly.
I like this guy. He said Chelsea will win their last 8 games.
And they will finish second.
And you complain about the dreaming Arsenal. The dreaming Arsenal, I understand your complaint about the dreaming Arsenal.
This is when you talk about
but wait now, I understand your complaint about the dreaming Arsenal. But you now you complain say your own like typhoid. Because Arsenal get malaria, you get typhoid fever.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please. Okay. What is your contribution?
I just want to talk about the issue.
Okay.
You know, when we come to this, we just always say that it's not played to the form. Someone can win 10 matches, another one has lost like 10 matches. When you come to this, you're going to see a fight. For me, I'm just going to wait, sit and watch a drama. That's come to city.
Very important to eat first.
I don't want to see a one-sided game. Maybe should always give us the drama, the fight, the hunger, and the ego. That is where baby comes in. At the point, this man, the commentator, you always say that this doesn't look like a baby. That was when City was dominating 6-3. I was like, come on, this doesn't look like a baby. There was no fight, there was no hunger. Whenever you come to you look at Milan baby, Madrid baby, in fight, sometimes blood blue. So I'm just going to sit and watch baby happen. Come to Arsenal and Liverpool. Whenever you are calculating that one should give, Liverpool can lose, Arsenal can still lose. You can't guarantee Arsenal winning the game. That's another thing. If, according to you guys, I don't use the word if, but I always borrow it from you guys. That if will be included in the good side.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. You can't beat your chest and say that I'm going to win the remaining phase. You can't. So you can also do something with Liverpool. For the one ahead is always with more advantage. They're always ahead with 12 points. For me, we have more advantage because you can't guarantee the other one. What is the guarantee now? And you say they will lose and this one will now win the goal. It's always difficult in football. So for me, let's just sit and watch how it unfolds.
Okay.
But for me, I believe the trophy has gone to Liverpool.
All right.
I don't believe whatever the other people want to tell me. Liverpool is going to Anfield.
All right. Thank you very much.
That is the trophy is going to Anfield. Not Liverpool going to Anfield.
Okay. No problem. Okay, thank you for that. Let's move over to the MPFA games happening this weekend. Heartland will play Canopy Pillars. Bendel Insurance will host Rangers International. That game is happening 5:30. Lobby Stars will play Sunshine Stars. Niger Tornadoes tomorrow will play Academy Warriors. Plateau United will play Kwara United. Rivers United will play Remo Stars, the league leaders. Nasarawa United will play Aqua United. Katsina United will play Bayelsa United, and Shooting Stars will play Ikorodu City. Finally, Enyimba will play Abia Warriors. Their neighbor is going to be an Abia Derby in that game. Enyimba will play Abia Warriors. All of them are in the same state, Abia State, right?
Yeah.
Abia State. So it's going to be an Abia Derby. Enyimba will play Abia Warriors in that last encounter. But let's talk about Rangers a little bit. Rangers is going away to Bendel. If you look at where Rangers are on the table, them and Bendel have the same points, 45 points. Even though Rangers is 5th and Bendel is in 7th, just goal difference that is separating both of them. But Rangers should start picking up points. I don't know how to explain it. Even though in the midweek they won the Presidential FA Cup, they advanced to the next round of the Presidential FA Cup after that win. But in the league, they are still losing games. They need to start winning games.
And you know, this game against Bendel Insurance is just as good a game as any for them to turn the tide around. You know, they need to start winning, but, you know, it has to come from passion. It has to come from a desire to turn the tide around and to finish better up on the table.
Okay, what do you expect to happen again?
This game ended the last what's it called, last season. Rangers won by 1 goal, by a lone goal, and they ended the season. And that was the day we were
Yes.
announced the league champions. And in Bendel Insurance, we were going there without the hope of if we're going to win, because trust me, I don't have hope again. All hope is lost for me, because I felt like, okay, fine, the only ticket to Continentals now is the FA Cup, the Presidential Cup. That's the only ticket to the Continentals. And until we say no, we want to finish in the Continental spot and still win the FA Cup, so we don't go trophyless this season, then I understand that the assignment is still to get a trophy home and still qualify for the Continentals. Not let's use, because we are not in the Champions League race, let's use the Europa League to win and qualify. That's not it for me. Win your matches, close up the gap between you and the top 3 spots, and get into the continental position. At least you know that, okay, fine, you won it by merit, and you're there not by because you won one cup to escape these things, but you won it, you were there, and you're there to play the football.
For me, finishing second on the league should be the target, since we cannot get first, and then winning the FA Cup should also be the target.
Okay, let's see what happens with Rangers International. They go away to Bendel today, 5:30 sharp. That game starts. If you're around, if you're an Enugu person or a fan of Enugu around that state, go and support Rangers. Let's hope they get all 3 points and bring them back to the cathedral here in Enugu. But they are in next round of the FA Cup. Let's see if you are, at least then they win one. Let them win one thing this season. Let them not just come here and do anyhow. Let them just win one. They are in the next round of that cup competition. But let's see what happens in that league game against Bendel Insurance today. Okay, this is how I'm going to end today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you for all the calls. Thank you for all the comments on our YouTube channel. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. Every day, Monday to Saturday, we are live on YouTube. And we are live here on radio too. Join us every day. Call and let's interact. Let's banter ourselves. Especially on Monday, call and let's get your own opinion about all the games, especially that derby that was going to happen. Manchester United and City will play in that biggest game in the Premier League. We'll come back here on Monday and talk about all that on the show here. 8 a.m. sharp. We will be live here on Monday to discuss everything that happened throughout the weekend. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful weekend.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in.